So we're going to do our follow-ups topic. We're going to talk about Keisha Bottoms. Kim, go ahead and kick us off with that.
So Keisha Lance Bottoms has had to clean up, not really clean up. She's just totally through with the old administration's mess. I don't know if you've seen on the news lately, but Kasim Reed has been going through a lot with the budget.
Yeah.
About how much money he's been spending on stuff. So let me go back to where Keisha Lance Bottoms State of the City address.
We did speak about her a little couple of weeks ago in regards to her jail program, where she was saying that her father was in and out of jail, and basically this is what gave her the idea to start the jail program where the inmates are actually going to be city employees inside of jail, and when they come out of jail.
What do you? Yeah, that's basically the point of what I was looking up. So she's going to have this program where they give prisoners jobs. Mm-hmm. So what do you guys feel about that? Are you good with that?
I think it's dope. I don't know. I think I might have talked about it when we initially brought up this, but Biggs, Kareem. He's funding a movie, or he's making a movie, and it was basically they did it in a facility in Indiana, and the inmates, right, they actually in the movie and they getting credits in the movie and all that, like, and it's giving them real life experience. And I think and he was even saying in that interview, it's like the jail is supposed to be a rehabilitation center. Because if you think of a jail,
that's what it is. They used to be able to get their degree there.
People, they just kind of putting people in there, and it's like, man, they need to start
training
people to come out.
Basically.
Keep it, like, people come out of jail and they so behind. Like, if you go to jail 20 years ago, you probably don't know nothing about the internet. So you come out of jail and it's like you lost. It's like, man, I think they have to do a better job. I mean, they's criminals at the end of the day, but I do feel like they should do a better job of preparing them
acclimating them with the real world. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Another thing that Keisha Lance Bottoms is proposing is more low income or affordable housing, and I really agree with that.
She's sticking to her word. It seemed like it so far.
We'll see a lot of people that are working 2 and 3 jobs just to pay their rent because they won't raise the minimum wage. But still, I mean, as long as the mayor wants those buildings to be built, then she should be able to get it done.
What else you got on her? Because we've covered a lot. Like I said, we've covered a lot of topics in regards to her. And I know we had a whole segment, like I said, on the jail job training program. And like he said, we just got to get the inmates acclimated with what's going on the outside world.
I just want the affordable housing thing to be enforced, because I don't know if anybody has checked out the rent in Atlanta, but it's going up.
It's like Florida now.
Up.
I was paying like $1,200 a month. This shit ridiculous as fuck.
It really is. And it's like not all of these apartments are upgraded either. So it's like they want you to pay $1,000 for something that was like $500 9 years ago.
Listen, we gonna do like the Caribbean people. We just gonna be like 20 deep in that motherfucker.
So that's another thing too about us. Like, we talked about this on another episode too, about how our children move out too soon, and how, This
was just a topic on Twitter. I just seen this yesterday on
Twitter.
Yeah.
So do you think that as Black folks we need to stick around more and help each other out more?
Yes, I've been saying that for years, because as a millennial, it's harder for us to get jobs because jobs is now pulling for more profit. So they hiring less, and then things becoming automation. So there isn't the job market out there, but inflation is causing everything to go up.
And that's another thing too. I want them to stop saying this about how Trump and the Black unemployment numbers, because they'll probably have more jobs, but they don't pay anything. Like, just having a job makes the numbers go up, but the numbers don't reflect the fact that you are a waiter and you make $2.25 an hour, or that you work for minimum wage and you still have to get public assistance to help. They don't tell you that part. So I want them to stop saying that. Yeah, there's more jobs that are being created. There's more low-wage jobs being created, and you can't feed your family off of that. So with that being said, as a parent, and my child is an adult, she can do whatever she want to do, okay? But I think that part of the problem is we have kids too soon, or when they're not ready to have kids. I I think that we do.
But
we've
been doing
Not
that
even
since
we.
like the 40s and 50s. I mean,
But
if you think
can
about
feed
your
kids
grandparents,
off of $10 in the 40s
That's
and
not the
50s.
problem.
And
I
we
mean-
had gardens and we grew our own food and we had the family nucleus is not what it was in the 40s and 50s. Let's just be
And
honest.
the families back then was way bigger. Like my grandma was one of like 15.
That's
Like,
but
had-
they took care of each other.
they
And
was
you,
all in the
if
same
you
house. And I think now, like the conversation, it's just the outside, like social media is the outside view. Like, oh, you live at home with your mom, you 29 years
Yeah,
old. Then
like
somebody
women's-
tweeted like, she was like, man, my cousin, she lived at home with her mom until she was 29, but she paid off all her debt.
And she
owned
got her
2
degree.
houses. She paid her rent up for 2 months, or she owned her house. She paid her mortgage up for 2 years.
Okay,
By
but
the time she moved out of her mom's house.
if she was 29 and she still lived at her mom's house and she did that, that's great. But what if she was 29, she still lived at her mom's house and she kept having a kid every 3 years and now it's like all of them in the house.
let's talk about what she's seeing in the household, because a lot of the kids are only doing with what the environment that's around them. So you could be at home, you can have 3 kids and be on food stamps and all that shit, but what's your family origin? Did your mom do the same thing? And I'm speaking from a personal aspect, because my mom had 7 kids, and everybody tell me out of all 7, I live a little different. But that's only because I had my father in my life full time. The rest of them didn't. So my sister basically kind of followed suit with my mama. Like my sister has 3 kids and she younger than me. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like what's going on in the home. So maybe the girl did pay off, or she did pay off for 2 years. But what if her mom and her dad went to college? You know what I'm saying? What if they had property? What if they owned their own business? So those are the different aspects that you got to look at it when you say stuff like that.
Okay, so maybe her parents didn't go. She's 29. My point is, whatever happened, she's 29. She's an adult. Her parents raised her. Whatever they had to do to raise her, they raised her.
Right.
Now we're here with this 29-year-old woman. What decisions did she make? She decided to go to school. She decided to pay off her bills. She decided to do this. If my daughter, or if somebody had a kid, that they had a kid, now you taking care of your kid and their kid, because they haven't gotten to the point where they can take care of their kids. So it's like, are you pulling your family down, or are you pulling your family up? Are you looking at the financial part of having kids,
But if you,
and what
if
it
you
does
think
to your
about
family?
It could be, because if she had a kid, if she's standing in the house, she had a kid and she paying bills, it's still saving everybody money. I mean, she don't have to work 2 or 3 jobs. She can just work 1 job, pay her little part of the bill, and she still,
Right, can raise her kid.
Right.
Yeah.
But then she has another kid.
She still has that time, though. I think the kids need time. I think the kids are not getting time for the fact that the parents have to be at all these jobs. Now, if we all in the same house splitting this rent, splitting $1,000, it was 4 of us splitting $1,000 rent. What, that's $250 a piece? And it's like, okay, my check is not gonna be $250. Your check gonna at least be like $600-700. So if I got, $600-700 every 2 weeks. So you get about, let's say you get about $1,500 a month. Only $250 that basically, let's say like $500 got to go to bills. You got another $1,000 to spend. Plus you get to spend time with your kids from work, and you only got to work 1 job. It's just like,
And I
man,
think that's what we used to do. Like, we used to stay.
I think the number one reason why the black community push out kids, their children at 18, is because they don't want to no longer deal with the struggle, and they want privacy. Because white people, they don't struggle really. Think about it. It's like mom and dad brought this 5-bedroom house. We middle class. We not struggling. So me having a kid or living at home another 10 years doesn't
not hurting
doesn't
anybody.
affect anything here. And matter of fact, I could take the burden off them. So like we deal with a struggle, and to get out the struggle, most families think that pushing them out at 18 is to get rid of the struggle.
My daughter at 18,
Yeah, that's
she wanted to move out because she had to pay bills. So she was like, I could pay bills and have my privacy and do my thing and do whatever I want to too. So, I mean, you have to have a goal, I think, as a family. Like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Boom, 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 boom. But if one person is not down with that,
Yeah.
But
you make a
some
good point.
parents, like from a personal experience, some parents, even when their children become adults, still try to treat them like kids. It's like some of the rules, gotta like, come on, like I should be able to come in. I should be able to come in at 4 a.m. I'm 24. Like I'm no longer 12. Like, come on, I should be able to, like, some of the rules got to start to adjust with, I am a young adult. I understand I'm under your house, so I'm not going to smoke weed in your house, but don't get mad at me for just smoking weed in my life.
I love to fuck, so.
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
when you're not home, I can get busy. But when you're home, I ain't gonna get busy. Some of the rules gotta adjust
Keisha
too.
gotta
But
come
in the
over.
black community, the rules don't adjust. It's like,
2 nights
these
a
are my
week.
rules to my house. I don't care that you're 24. I don't care that you're 25. It is like, but these rules are the same rules I had when I was 9. Like, come on. At what point can I get adult rules?
The point when you get your own adult house.
And that's why they move out, and that's why we have the problems we have now. You just said it.
Look, Kim can't bring John over.
No, if you want to do that, go get your own house and tell John to take you somewhere and y'all do y'all thing. What the hell do you think
make
this
both of y'all
is?
breakfast.
What?
Cheese
What if
omelets.
John paying the bill in that bitch?
No, I see. That's the thing. No. I've
You
always paid my own bills.
you pulling the Toya right now.
I guess so.
Toya is not letting Lucha have that shit with
No,
Reggie.
no, because then when they show up with their kid, guess who? No, see what I'm saying? Like when you let it slide, and now you got 3 grandchildren, and you don't have no living room, and you have no peace and no privacy.
But John helping you.
I don't need John to help.
It
But
ain't
then,
about you.
but then if you get your
John
peace and privacy and they don't come around, now you're gonna be complaining about no one coming to see you.
What? No.
Talking about your child.
Okay. I'm fine. That's
Kim
fine.
Kim a little different.
That's fine.
Kim a little different.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. I just think that when you start needing to have all that, you need to have your own shit. And it puts the responsibility back on the man to lead your household. Have a household to lead.
But
Have a
that's-
goal.
but
Have
that's
some
you
ambition.
being human. So if I'm horny, I have to have my own privacy to
Yes.
fulfill my humanly
Yes.
needs.
You do.
And
You
have-
do.
and having
You
a-
absolutely do.
And having
Yes,
a bunch
you
of
do.
white friends from the military, their family dynamic is different. Their family ain't gonna look at it as, oh, you want to have sex with your girlfriend, then you need to go do this and go here. It's like, you know, we prefer for you to do it in this house somewhere safe, and just we'll let you know when we're not gonna be home.
Nah, that's how white people is.
Yeah.
Even when they let their kids
Oh,
drink
no,
in
I
high
know.
school,
Yeah.
they let all the friends.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Yeah, like, yeah, I'll come
Yes.
over and drink, but y'all got to stay here tonight. Y'all
I
can't
didn't
go
even
nowhere.
really have, like, I grew up, I was like the only black kid like in every class. I went to a private Catholic school. I get it. But they also have a plan. Most of them. Like, you're going to college. Like, that's just how it is. You're going to college or you're going to the military. You're doing something. You don't plan to sit here and
We
do
give them
nothing.
too much credit, man.
No,
We
a
give
lot of them
too much
don't.
credit, 'cause
A lot of
it's
them
like
don't.
We assuming that they got a plan.
I'm just
because
telling you my
they got
experience
money.
with my friends. That's what I'm saying from my school. Like that was how they were. Like,
But we all
they
got choices.
You going to school.
Give us a choice though. Give us a choice to fuck in the house or not to fuck in the house. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
not the
You have
goal.
to give us a choice.
That's not the goal. Like my mom is like either you going to school or you going to the, like that's what I'm saying from my experience. I couldn't do that. I don't let my daughter do that. When you start doing all that, it's time for you to have your own
So
place.
you and your daughter, y'all just need to probably go to Starbucks and go get y'all some damn cocoa or something.